Hello everyone and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to replace or upgrade the SSD or hard drive in your Manhattan S4-R Freesat box. It's easy to do and is actually similar to replacing a hard drive in the RS4K Freesat boxes. Replacing the drive can also fix certain issues you're having with your S4-R, such as recordings failing to record, recordings disappearing, errors to do with storage, and other similar issues. A word of warning before we begin though is that this will void your warranty, and at the time of making this video everyone's S4-R is still under warranty. If you have any issues with your S4-R at all, make use of that warranty by contacting Manhattan directly or the shop where you got it from. If you end up breaking your Freesat box by taking it apart, you won't be able to take it back and get a replacement. So this video is for when your warranty runs out after 1 year or 2 years if you register it, or if you're just wondering what the S4-R looks like inside. There will be a video linked in the description on how to register so you can get that 2-year warranty for your S4-R Freesat box. I'm willing to void my warranty because I'm a naughty boy who likes to live dangerously and have mentally prepared myself for the consequences of my actions. So with all that said, let's go over what you need. So of course you need a replacement hard drive or SSD, either new or used, it doesn't really matter. What's good about the S4-R is that it's quite versatile. You can actually put in either a full-size 3.5-inch desktop hard drive, a 2.5-inch laptop hard drive, or an SSD. It will actually work with any of these. I don't think the capacity of the drive matters too much, as it allocates space and prepares the drive depending on what type of drive you put in, but I do recommend choosing a size that these Freesat boxes come in for the best compatibility. So either 500GB, 1TB, or 2TB. If you go outside of these sizes, you might run into compatibility issues. These Freesat boxes have actually been tested up to 4TB of storage space by Manhattan themselves. So if you want that much recording space, it should work. I'm going to use the same 1TB hard drive I used in my RS Freesat box though. I bought it again for the S4-R and I'll explain why I'm using this over an SSD at the end of the video. If you're going to put in a regular mechanical hard drive, make sure it's a CMR drive and not SMR. CMR is much better at handling multiple data streams at the same time, so it'll handle recording multiple things at once much better and without any issues, whereas you'll get issues with an SMR drive, so just make sure it's a CMR drive. Once you have the drive you want to use, you then need some sort of pry tool to take off the rubber feet at the bottom of your S4-R, or you might be able to use your fingernails. You'll also need some sort of pry tool like a guitar pick or flathead screwdriver to open the top of the S4-R because it comes off like a lid, just like on the Harris 4K Freesat boxes. The lid on the S4-R requires quite a bit of force to take off though, so make sure you use something that won't break easily and is ideally plastic so you don't leave any marks or scratches or anything on your S4-R. The last thing you need is a number 2 Phillips screwdriver. Make sure it's the one with the bigger tip rather than the pointy tip, as the pointy tip one might come out the screw head if it slips. The pointy tip version is more likely to slip as you turn the screwdriver. I don't have proper screwdrivers, only ones that have a magnet and take different bits. So I'm using this one that I'd normally use in my drill. I definitely do not recommend actually using a drill to open your S4-R though. All of the screws in the S4-R can be removed with the same number 2 Phillips screwdriver. You should replace the drive on a hard surface such as hard floor or a wooden table or something like that, away from carpet or rugs. It would actually be a good idea to do this near a radiator because just before you touch the drive that's in the S4-R or your new one, you can touch the radiator and any static electricity that's in you will go through the radiator and into the ground. You can then touch your drive without worrying about damaging it. You still shouldn't touch the pins though. You could also touch the radiator before touching the SATA cables as well. The first thing you need to do is to flip your S4-R upside down and remove the 4 rubber feet. Then you need to unscrew the screws that are under each foot with your Phillips screwdriver. So basically there's 4 screws in total. And yes, I'm doing this whole video on my bed, which you shouldn't do because of static electricity buildup. But as you can tell already by the tools I'm using today, I'm a pro at electronic device repair, so it's alright for me to do it. But after you've removed the screws, you then need to flip the S4-R back up so the top of it is at the top again. Then you want to use your flathead screwdriver or guitar pick or whatever pry tool you have to lift up the lid. And yes, I'm using a low profile expansion card bracket to do this. I think this came with my SATA expansion card, but my desktop PC is regular size, so I don't need this bracket for the card. Make sure you do use something flat made of hard plastic though if you don't want to damage your Freesat box. Lifting the lid on the S4-R is more difficult difficult to do than on the Aris 4K Freesat boxes, as it's more tightly held in place. So you need to use your pry tool or guitar pick and go around the whole lid to gradually unhook each clip. I don't actually play guitar, I just have a guitar pick to make myself look more sophisticated. Once you've unhooked and taken off the lid, be careful not to touch the shiny parts of the motherboard, as doing so might short it out if you have static electricity in you. The SSD or hard drive is on the left side, and the 500GB S4-R models come with SSDs at the time of recording this video. And the 1TB and 2TB models come with desktop hard drives, but that could change in the future. I don't know if it's the same SSD in all of these Freesat boxes, but in mine, and in another one I had, they have a Western Digital SSD. I personally approve of this because in my experience, Western Digital make very good drives. I try to always use their drives if I can, but to take the drive out, you first need to unscrew the 6 shiny screws that have metal washers attached that surround the drive tray. Now you need to unplug the SATA data as well as the SATA power cable from the motherboard, but be very careful so you don't break them. They each have a little latch on them, so you need to press the latch in and pull the whole connector out of the socket. Then you need to lift the whole drive tray out and pull off the connector going into the drive. Now flip the tray upside down and unscrew the 4 screws underneath that are holding the drive into the drive tray. If your S4-R comes with a desktop drive, just unscrew the screws along the side of the drive tray. Like I said earlier, I'll be replacing the SSD with a laptop hard drive. Be careful not to touch the pins of the drive that you're using, as you could short it out and damage the drive, so make sure you hold it by its edges or sides. The drive I'll be using is this 1TB Western Digital 7200 RPM black hard drive. It was very good in my Aris 4K Freesat box, and after over 4 years of use, it's still going strong. So to put the new drive in, just do the same things you did to take the old drive out, but in reverse. If you're using a desktop hard drive though, you'll have to screw it in from the sides of the drive tray, so it's a bit different than installing a 2.5-inch drive. Once screwed in, reconnect the SATA data and power combination cable, place the tray back into place, put the screws back in, and plug the cables back into the motherboard until a clip on each connector clicks. Once everything is in place, you can close up your S4-R again by putting a lid on and pressing down around it until it clicks into place and it's completely flush. So you basically need to make sure all the clips are latched on. Then flip your S4-R upside down and screw back in the 4 screws. Then you just need to put on the rubber feet again. Then you just need to connect all of the cables and turn on your S4-R. I do recommend formatting the new hard drive using your S4-R to make sure it reads it properly and you don't get any issues later on. You don't have to do this, but I do recommend you do it. You'll probably have to format it anyway, because I got an error before I formatted my hard drive until I formatted it, and then I haven't had the error message since. To format the drive, go to Settings, then Recording, and then Erase Recording Storage, and then you just need to enter in your PIN. I would have put my remote animation on screen to show how to do this, but if you're replacing the drive, you most likely know how to go to Settings. It's also effort, and I'm still clinically depressed after voiding my 2-year warranty, despite my mental preparation beforehand. but after the drive is formatted, you can check to make sure it's reading the capacity correctly by going to Information and then going to the Storage section. What's good is that if you had any scheduled recordings set up before the drive replacement, they should still be there because they're stored on the internal memory of the S4-R and not the drive itself. If the drive didn't work or you're having some kind of issues, you might have partitions on the drive already, especially if it's a used drive. So you'll need to plug your drive into your computer using a hard drive enclosure. On Windows, you'll need to go to Disk Management by right-clicking on Start and go into Disk Management. Don't worry if you don't get a notification or see your drive in this PC. Windows only shows you drives it can read. If the drive is formatted to a file system Windows can't read, it won't show up in this PC. But every drive connected to your computer will show up in Disk Management. If it doesn't show up in Disk Management, then the drive is either faulty in some way, the cable is, or the hard drive enclosure you're using is. Then locate your drive, right-click it, and click on Delete Volume. Make sure you choose the correct drive though, because if you choose the wrong one, you'll end up deleting files on your computer. I'll also show you how to do this on Zorin OS, which will be similar for other GNOME, GNOME, or Genome-based operating systems. So you first need to go to Disks by typing it in the Zorin menu. Then locate your drive and click on each partition and then click on the minus sign button. Once you've deleted the partitions on the drive, put it back into your S4-R, format it, and it should now be working properly. If you still have issues with the drive, the capacity of the drive you're using may not be compatible with the S4-R, which is why I recommend sticking to the sizes these Freesat boxes come in. It may also not be working because the drive is faulty. Before ending the video, I'll just quickly go over why I chose a laptop hard drive for my S4-R. The reason is because I actually like hearing when my Freesat box is doing something. I don't like it completely silent and it doing things without me knowing. Also, with a mechanical hard drive, you get warning signs when it's going to fail, whereas you don't with SSDs. They can suddenly break without warning, which would be annoying. Desktop hard drives are better built, so they'd last longer than laptop hard drives, but they're louder. I like the laptop hard drive I chose because it's the same one I put in my Aris 4K Freesat box, and I know that it's quiet, fast, and seems to be very good quality since it's still going after over 4 years of use. In case you're wondering, I do use SSDs in my desktop and laptop, but not for storing important files. I use SSDs as a boot drive and for some other things, but for important files, I use regular hard drives. It's completely up to you what type of drive you use in your S4-R Freesat box though. But that's how to replace or upgrade the hard drive or SSD in your Manhattan S4-R Freesat box. If you have any questions or issues, please let me know in the comments and I'll try to answer them. But thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.